Hello, I'm Tatjana, and I'm here to tell you a little about a game my team is currently making. This is a narrative puzzle adventure called Onika's Crossing, and it's inspired by Pan-African mythology and folklore. So, this is my team. You must be wondering, why is an all-white team making a game about a black girl? But let me ask you this. How many Greek gods can you name? Quite a few, right? What about Nordic ones? A bit less. And African? Now subtract all the Egyptian ones. Not that many, right? Well, we wanted to change that. And we want also to acknowledge the European post-colonial guilt, so we let the Pan-African story tell itself, which is why our protagonist, the black girl, is mute. Meet Onika, a mute African tribal girl who gets possessed by a vampiric being called Adze. She leaves our world for the spirit world, and this is her chance to find a voice. But to do so, she must first find Legbom, the god of the crossroad. Help her return to her village as the first female warrior, standing tall, proud, and proving everyone wrong. The story takes Onika through mesmerizing regions of Africa, as you can see in this image. So, what a curious player will find is a lot of environmental storytelling. Apart from meeting interesting characters, such as a shape-shifting firefly vampire, omnipotent gods, both benevolent and malevolent spirits, and various trickster figures from African oral tales. Each chapter has a unique music score, original ones composed for the game, which are a combination of modern and ethnic sounds. But I'm not sure if you can hear them right now. Hopefully you'll hear Madagascar. We strongly feel that the music and the realistic 3D graphics help bring the atmosphere to life. Onika's Crossing is, first and foremost, rooted in African culture. From there, it branches into three essentially intertwined game design pillars: puzzles, story, and exploration. Since you've gotten a glimpse at the story and exploration bits, now I will show you the main puzzle types. First, there are board games, one of the rare segments of the game which is in first person. Here you'll see Mancala, probably the most famous African board game, and Tsoro Yamatatu, but Onika's Crossing will also include Mehen, the world's oldest board game, Hounds and Jackals, and many, many others. Then there are Pan-African riddles, but Onika is mute, so she must draw her answers in the sand. I won't spoil anything, but it's okay if you didn't get the right one, like Onika didn't, because this is a journey of learning about Africa after all. Next, there are various memory games. This one is inspired by West African drumming of the Ewe tribe. The player needs to click on the right drum to repeat the correct rhythm. And lastly, Onika fights Legbom. This is Nguni stick fight, a traditional martial art from the Zulu tribe. And what is untraditional in our version of it is that it's not restricted to men. Essentially, this is a quick time event puzzle. Onika's Crossing would firstly be launched on Steam Early Access because we want to gather feedback from the players. Perfect it further. When we make the necessary changes, it would become available on other platforms. And ideally, at a later date, released for all the major consoles, and lastly, for iPads and tablets too. Onika's Crossing stands out from other narrative puzzle adventures with its Pan-African theme and because it seamlessly integrates board games as puzzles into the gameplay. It can compete with games such as the Vagado Chronicles, an upcoming game also set in an Afro-fantasy environment, Kenna Bridge of Spirits, which is a similar game recently released with similar theme, and Famous Journey because of its mechanics. For our player, imagine a 17-year-old girl from France that's a completionist and an explorer in Bartle's taxonomy of player types, who prides herself with being an able problem solver, who doesn't lack courage and an adventurous spirit. Being naturally curious, she spends her time nose deep in mythology books. So the big question I have for her, as well as all of you, is this. Can you help Onika appease the god of the crossroads? Or will you leave her trapped in the spirit world forever?